Hey, amazing beings. Hello. How is your world today? What is going on, TGIF? Thank goodness it's Friday, right? So, welcome, Sarah. Free and Clear Fridays with me. Yes, with me. I'm going to actually switch earbuds since I forgot to put them in, which is exactly going to be, I guess this is a good place to start with the topic that I'm designating to talk about on the show, since we no longer necessarily have the topic of the week with the Dr. Sarah Experience stuff, but this speaks to a cool, let's say, discussion today or exploration or space to be in with this idea of being and being in the moment, being in the present space of whatever is here and now and a conscious space. So, like, if I would have gone into this idea of like, oh no, I didn't put my earbuds in and now I'm live because I had an expectation that I have to have everything prepared just right and perfect before I get on and like blah, 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 blah. That's how our minds work. That's in part the whole purpose of this show, is to be able to clear our mind and get clear of anything that can be limiting us and or get in the way of just being. Like, okay, so I got the earbuds, I put them in, I realized, oh, that set was already used. I needed my other set. Oh, wow, it can be that easy. So now let's start with the clearing with that. Now, everywhere that you go into the limitation of a heavy thought, feeling, or emotion because it's supposed to be a certain way, rather than be with whatever is, let's destroy it and create all that now, please. Right and wrong, good and bad, pon poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Whew, what a charge that had. And if you're not familiar with the clearing statement that I use on this show, that's from that amazing, fun, systematic approach of access consciousness, you can find a description of it on my website. I will include it in the comments on IGTV. Yes, you can find out about it there and read about it. Because basically what we're doing is we are getting clear on what is interfering basically with our way of being. And so this idea of being, you ever hear people say, just be, just be yourself. Well, do you ever find that that can be confusing to even what that means? So everywhere you're confused to what being is and being you and all of that, let's destroy and uncreate it all. Right and wrong, good and bad, pon poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyond. So this is my interesting point of view on being. A lot of times it's actually simple and it's available. However, we have to get clear in order to access it a lot of times, or be okay with things being a certain way in the world as well. So it's when we try to, let's say, create something different than what is and it's not available, or we have an idea or a thought, feeling, emotion of what we're supposed to be, or when it doesn't match what this world shows up with, it tends to throw us off from just being. So everywhere you've been thrown off from just being, destroy and uncreate all that now, please. Right and wrong, good and bad, pon poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And this idea or concept or topic of being, it's a little head spinning, because as I'm even speaking this to you right now, I'm in your worlds going like, what? Like, I have no idea what she's talking about, or just like some confusion on what it's supposed to look like, or confused by what even I'm saying possibly, or like, oh yeah, I get it. And then it's like, do I? So everything that brings up, let's destroy and uncreate it all. Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, pop, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. So we tend to pick up on a lot of things going on around us. They tend to distract us from what we are aware of, about where we're at in any given moment. A space of being. Being is a way of being. Trying to be something limits you from most likely being being yourself, or being what you would like to be. So everything this brings up, let's go ahead and clear that now, because this is a little intense. Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, puck, online, shorts, boys, beyonds. The way I like to explain it in simple terms, when nothing's going on here, when this is clear, there you are. When you're just, here you are, no matter what's going on around you. Now, one way to access this is through clearing. Another way to access this is to do an exercise, which I sense we could do together right now, if you're open to it. You open to it? And if it's not now, it's in the future, wherever you're watching this, we can do it. Now, if you're driving, you may want to do this with your eyes open. In fact, you can do it with your eyes open either way. It's a really quick little exercise to allow you to access you in another way. So, this is what you can do. When you're looking to just access more of your space, especially when you're overwhelmed with so much going on around you, you want to do what's called barriers down, your energy barriers. So you want to push those down, allow them to go down, and go vulnerable. Now, vulnerable means there's just nothing to hit up against. So just completely open to whatever is. So I kind of look at it this way, just like an openness. And then you want to expand way, way, way out with your energy or with your being. However you do that for you. You just go way out, and you go, I like to go way out, like to the universe and beyond, like that far out. Sometimes we require going that far out in order not to pick up on everything going on around us. Now, when I do this and I expand out, there's more ease. I can breathe. There's just space. And I find that there's not this energy of like, I have to do this, or I have to do that, or this revving energy that we tend to be in a lot of times, because this is how this reality functions. But if you're more in a space, it's not just being calm. There is an ease, but you may have more even, let's say, energy available there. You may notice things even more, or have more awarenesses, and be present in a way that's even greater and allows you to get things done at the speed of space. So we're dealing with space there rather than getting stuck in linear time. And when we get in time, we tend to limit our sense of being. So everywhere you may have misidentified, I just need to get these things done in time, and I need to be this certain way in order to be whatever, which is getting in the way of expansion, space, where you have choice and possibilities just to be you. Destroy and uncradle that now, please. Right or wrong, good and bad, pun, pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyond. And if you have no idea what I'm even saying, don't worry about it, because guess what? This stuff works either way, if you get it or not. Which is what I love about these tools. It's like you can be like, I just know there's something off here, and I'm gonna it provide something. Or you get a little nugget of like, oh, I got that part, but I don't get this other part. That's sometimes when, like, going into a space like this of lots of different beings coming together in lots of different ways, it can be received in so many different ways and possibilities. So it's kind of matching wherever you're at. And believe it or not, like, if you listen to this again, like say you watch it live and then you go and watch it on IGTV or wherever you watch this, you may get a whole different thing each time that you view it. In part because every time we use these clearings or get clear of something heavy, it's never the same again. So when you even hear something a second time, you're likely to have a whole different point of view or a different awareness on it, or something else come up or not come up, or you're clear and like, oh, I didn't hear that the first time, but I heard it this time, in part because that's how this works. So In other words, don't worry about if you're getting this or not. Just be here and receive and just be open to it. I'm grateful that you're here no matter what. So, just a little moment of acknowledgement of that. So, what are you noticing now? What are you aware of? Where have you misidentified being with having to be a certain way? If I just get it right this way, then I can be. Or if I get this done, now I can have some ease. Rather than I'm going to be this and show up to these things as a way to go and create more ease or possibilities. We're meant to move this way, not function from this way, which is how most people do in this reality, like an outside-in approach. So everywhere you've been there, done that, got the t-shirt, and it doesn't work. That's one of my favorite analogies. We destroyed and created all. Right, wrong, good and bad, pon, poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Wow. And this is a practice. This is something that I choose every day to be part of. I use it for myself. I use it with clients, and it's never the same, ever. It's different every time. And that's what really lit me up about this idea in the space, really, of living consciously and a conscious awareness on things. It's not a structure. It's not a following of rules. It's not something you have to do. It's a space you've always known you are. And the tools I use from Access Consciousness, and then my own touch as Dr. Sarah with them, and the way you use them, it can be in your own way. But what this has done is really allowed for not only to get lighter and clear, because that I can pretty much say most of the time I'm pretty clear, but this reality does bring in some things. It's more about like within the space now, creating the life and living that you desire. It's more readily available to either see what you like, what you don't like, where other people are at and it's okay, or where you hit up against that and the different types of energies in the world. But it really allows for things to come in and in a whole new way all the time. Like I like to use the question, like, who am I today and what grand and glorious adventure can I have? Or this other one, like, how can I out-create myself today? Like, what would it take? But do you notice there's no answer to these questions? It's just putting it out there and be like, yeah, okay, I wonder from which things can come in, currently or in the future, or you never know how it's going to show up. And usually, I will say, I'm a testament to this awareness that it never comes in the way we think it's going to. And a lot of times it's the opposite of what it appears to be what you would like. Sometimes more insanity shows up. Sometimes it's like the person that maybe you've been having a struggle with or an interaction with, I use that meaning like maybe a heavy energy with them. It may get more intense with that person before it actually lightens. Or then you become aware of like, oh, that's what's going on. You may have awarenesses along the way. But what it is, it ends up being a different space. And this is what I'm referring to with being. Being is what this is. It's all of what I just mentioned. It's even beyond that. And when we're willing to be whatever it takes to create a change or to bring in something new or different, or just to get through the day sometimes, just being what you require, it makes a difference, a huge difference. It allows you to navigate anything that comes your way. One thing I always like to do, and I remind myself to choose, and I really encourage you to do this too, is to ask a question. And the question is a what question. And I know I've encouraged this before, but we really want to be in like, what's going on right now? What's heavy here? And also, what's light about this? What am I aware of? What is happening right now? What's something I'm grateful for? A what question brings us back to the moment where we can be present with anything and everything. So anything and everything that has not allowed you to be in the moment, be in the presence, be in consciousness, be in the question, we destroy and create it all now, please. Right and wrong, good and bad, pun puck, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. So we're going to jump into, I'm going to ask you, of course, the question I like to ask every week about anything that's been heavy for you. But before we get there, is to really be in the question of what else is possible, and what is it that you have maybe set yourself up to expectations or separations or judgments or things that have gone on that don't allow you actually to have choice. So a lot of times our mind concludes things like, oh, this is horrible. I can't believe this happened to me. Well, guess what that does? It limits you, not only limits you, but it cuts you off from seeing other possibilities that you could choose or discovering what that could be. Or it then will also create more of what you're not looking for, and that is what's happening to you. And by the way, nothing actually happens to us. Everything's a choice and we choose it. So what's great about that is we can also choose something different if it's not working for us. So we have to ask, what did I choose here that is creating this, and ponpak that, right? So ponpak is the short version of that clearing statement that I use in here, the long version. And again, you can find that also on the website, and you can find my website also on my profile on Instagram, because actually you can't even click on the link in the comments because it's not set up that way. You just can't. But in my profile, you'll see my link tree. You can go there and look on the website and find that. So anyway, a little later in the show than usual, but I would like you now to tune in to anything this week that has been heavy for you. What has been heavy for you? Maybe you've already acknowledged it and we've cleared it. Maybe not. Maybe there's something else. Maybe you're noticing something heavy for someone else that brings you down or is heavy for you. It may be yours, it may be something else. You know, there's also earth energy that can be sometimes heavy, weather, or it can also be events going on in the world that you could be picking up on. Whatever this is for you, let's tune into that now, okay? And everything that's heavy about it, let's now destroy and uncreate it all. Right and wrong, good and bad, ponpak, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Everywhere you bought this heavy thing is true for you, and it may not be true for you, but it does belong to someone else. Let's return to center with consciousness, as well as right, wrong, good, bad, ponpak, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds, anything that is heavy on you with that. Okay. What are you noticing now? What are you aware of? You notice I'm accessing your being. It's not a thinking, it's an awareness. It's checking in. It's getting a read on it. These are ways where we can be without limiting ourselves through our thinking and our feelings and our emotions. We're not meant to function there. We're really not. Some people do, and that's fine for them. Those, types can do that, and that's cool. However, for most of us who are probably on the show or watching the show, or are kind of the energy beings, the ones that are highly aware that there's something more here than meets the eye, usually speaking in this reality and or what's going on in your world, we require to clear this stuff out. So what are you noticing now? And I wonder what else is possible. Again, that question, love it. Universe loves it. How does it get any better than this? Love it. Universe loves it. And the universe will have its own timing. We can request things from the universe like, oh, I would like this, but we can demand things of ourselves. So what would it be like to make a demand of yourself this week? And what would you like to have that demand be? What would you like? Like, I demand this. Like, I demand more ease. I demand more lightness. Let's put it in a space where it's something that can contribute to you rather than what you don't want. We want to put it in a conscious space of what you desire. So what is it that you would like of yourself this week, to receive this week, to be this week? Anything that won't allow that, let's destroy it and create it all now, please. Right, wrong, good and bad, pun, puck, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Wow, this has been like speed of space, and I'm aware of time, and the time is, I usually stick to 20 minutes, but now we're at the 20-minute mark. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. I wonder, what else we can create here together as we do. Just so you know that I do have a podcast show. It's called the Dr. Sarah Experience Podcast Show. A new episode airs every Wednesday, and you can see the other episodes on anytime, really. The show launches on Wednesday, a new episode, but you can watch it anytime. Now it's on audio, it's also on video. You can find it on iHeartRadio, Spotify. You can find it on my website where you can access both the YouTube video of it as well as the audio podcast version of it. So check it out. It focuses on people doing amazing work, the influencers out there that are creating and generating something like really cool into this existence. And this show aims to allow them to have more of a voice to some of the things that they don't get a chance to share with you as the influencer that they are on like Instagram or TikTok or wherever their platform is. So I find that it's lots of fun, and I discover new things from just the experience of coming together with them, and also with you being able to view it. Everything contributes, okay? So just know that you are such a contribution, and I'm so grateful for each of you, truly. And I wonder what else we can discover now, and what else is possible, since we're always looking to turn problems into possibilities. That's what this show's all about. All right, amazing beings. One last thing. So this show actually is changing times. I am now going to be doing Free and Clear Fridays with Dr. Sarah at 1 o'clock Eastern time on Fridays still, obviously, but it's going to be 1 p.m. So it may fall more into your lunch hour, and I would love for you to join me and us then. So go this week. Go and be, and see what that's like for you. And just know, always, 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 that I have your back. All right, I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.